War is strange. Out here in the vast blue of the Pacific, where calm seas stretch to nothing and the horizon bleeds into infinity, every innovation, every mistake, every tiny moment of human frailty can ripple into devastation. This is one of those stories. The spill, slow motion. Coffee slips, drips, cascades onto a stack of torpedo maintenance logs. The mechanic curses under his breath, wipes it up, tosses the cup aside. Unremarkable. But fate has already begun its quiet work. Montage, night fuel deck discussions. In tight crew quarters below deck, sailors talk quietly. Sailor 1, another damn torpedo ran under him. Sailor 2, if she isn't correct on depth and detonation, what good are they? Sailor 3, maybe the fault's not where they think it is. What they didn't know yet was that their torpedoes had flaws buried deep in their design. Too deep runs, faulty detonators, magnetic triggers that misread the sea, and mechanisms that reacted unpredictably to something as simple as a stray drop of impurity. We are the mighty. Interior submarine workshop, night. In dim light, the young mechanic examines torpedo parts, gyros, pistons, exploder assemblies, muttering to himself. Coffee stains from earlier are still on his logbook, smudged but somehow curiously aligned. There's no heroic epiphany, no lone genius here, but there is something else, observation. A moment everyone else missed because they were too busy chasing enemy steel. And that spilled coffee would become the symbol of a different kind of discovery. Flashback, technical diagrams. We see sketches of the Mark 14's inner workings, the depth control systems, the exploder head, the magnetic influence detonator. The Mark 14 had 3 major flaws. It ran deeper than its setting, its magnetic exploder triggered too soon, and its contact detonator was fragile and inconsistent. Interior torpedo room, day. Engineers and torpedo men test a recovered torpedo, crank after crank, frustration building. American submariners reported failure after failure, frustration turning into fury. But the Bureau of Ordnance back in Newport refused to believe the crews. They said the weapons worked, and if they didn't, the crews were at fault. Warfare History Network. Exterior submarine deck, night. Moonlight stretches across the waves. The crew is restless. Until one mechanic, coffee-stained notebook in hand, began to see patterns no one else had. Patterns in failure. Patterns in impact angles. Patterns in detonators that would trigger only when the torpedo struck just right. Interior workshop, close-up, torpedo pieces. The mechanic gently places tiny metal shims and spacers beside the exploder head. He wasn't a genius, just observant. He began adjusting the contact detonator, reinforcing its firing pin, calibrating the tolerances. These alterations were small, unseen, but deadly effective, and they began to solve a problem that had cost submariners their greatest weapon. Montage, submarine action moves. A submarine stalks a Japanese tanker at dawn. Through the periscope, a Japanese convoy moves slowly. The adjusted torpedoes fire with sudden, eerie silence. Water erupts in towering geysers as the first proper hits land. Suddenly, things changed. Torpedoes began to behave. Targets that should have survived now broke like kindling. Enemy hulls ruptured, steel decks buckled, and the ocean claimed its own in rolling shock. Exterior submarine bridge, day. The captain watches survivors clinging to wreckage. Not perfect, not beautiful, but effective. The deadliest trick in the submarine fleet wasn't a secret weapon. It was fixing a stupid mistake no one believed was real. One drop of coffee, one observant mechanic, one quiet moment in a crowded torpedo room. Interior submarine crew mess, night. Sailors raise mugs, not for celebrations, but for survival. Coffee fueled them. Coffee soothed them. Coffee, and the lessons it taught when spilled, reminded them that war is never just steel and fire. It's human beings, flawed, stubborn, searching for truth. Montage, torpedo failures and trials. Torpedo spins in water, fails to detonate. Crew members slap the hull, shout in frustration. Coffee cups spill, greasy fingerprints mark the logs. Mechanic adjusts small components, notes measurements. In the world of submarine warfare, small errors are lethal, but innovation can emerge from the smallest accident. A spilled coffee, a smudge on a notebook, a persistent mechanic became the spark that turned frustration into ingenuity. Next, enemy convoy, early morning. Japanese freighters glide through fog, unaware of the black silhouette beneath the waves. The submarine's periscope hovers above water. Tension builds. Crew holds their breath. Captain whispering, "We are steady. Now." every firing solution calculated, every torpedo set for depth and magnetic influence, but no one could predict which would finally work. Only faith and the careful adjustments of a coffee-stained mechanic. In torpedo room, tension mounts. Mechanic checks last torpedo, fingers trembling slightly. A single rivet loose, a gear slightly misaligned. He fixes it, wipes sweat and a coffee stain from his brow. The irony was almost poetic. A spilled cup, which seemed trivial, almost embarrassing, had indirectly forced attention to tiny details everyone overlooked. And now, the difference between life and death rested on those tiny details. Ext, ocean, torpedo launch. Torps glide silently through water, the wake barely visible. Explosions erupt in synchronized horror. Two freighters shatter midsection, steel groaning, fire and smoke rising. The result was staggering. Hits that would have failed before now destroyed targets with surgical precision. The ocean became a graveyard for enemy vessels, silent witnesses to a mechanic's quiet brilliance. In submarine bridge, crew reacts. Sailors cheer quietly, eyes wide. The captain leans against the railing, staring at the damage through the periscope. "Captain, it worked. It actually worked." Mechanic, quietly to himself, "Just like I thought." And in that moment, a legend was born. Not through design manuals or top-secret laboratories, not through generals or admirals. A single human curiosity, the care and observation, turned a cursed weapon into an instrument of destruction. Ext, Pacific sky, sunset. The submarine slips back into the waves, stealthily covered. Montage, torpedo failures and trials. Torpedo spins in water, fails to detonate. Crew members slap the hull, shout in frustration. Coffee cups spill, greasy fingerprints mark the logs. Mechanic adjusts small components, notes measurements. In the world of submarine warfare, small errors are lethal, but innovation can emerge from the smallest accident. A spilled coffee, a smudge on a notebook, a persistent mechanic became the spark that turned frustration into ingenuity. Ext, enemy convoy, early morning. Japanese freighters glide through fog, unaware of the black silhouette beneath the waves. The submarine's periscope hovers above water. Tension builds. Crew holds their breath. Captain whispering, "We are steady. Now." Every firing solution calculated, every torpedo set for depth and magnetic influence, but no one could predict which would finally work. Only faith and the careful adjustments of a coffee-stained mechanic. In torpedo room, tension mounts. Mechanic checks last torpedo, fingers trembling slightly. A single rivet loose, a gear slightly misaligned. He fixes it, wipes sweat and a coffee stain from his brow. The irony was almost poetic. A spilled cup, which seemed trivial, almost embarrassing, had indirectly forced attention to tiny details everyone overlooked. And now, the difference between life and death rested on those tiny details. Ext, ocean, torpedo launch. Torps glide silently through water, the wake barely visible. Explosions erupt in synchronized horror. Two freighters shatter midsection, steel groaning, fire and smoke rising. The result was staggering. Hits that would have failed before now destroyed targets with surgical precision. The ocean became a graveyard for enemy vessels, silent witnesses to a mechanic's quiet brilliance. In submarine bridge, crew reacts. Sailors cheer quietly, eyes wide. The captain leans against the railing, staring at the damage through the periscope. "Captain, it worked. It actually worked." Mechanic, quietly to himself, "Just like I thought." And in that moment, a legend was born. Not through design manuals or top-secret laboratories, not through generals or admirals. A single human curiosity, the care and observation, turned a cursed weapon into an instrument of destruction. Ext, Pacific sky, sunset. The submarine slips back into the waves, stealthily covered. Victorious. Crew gathers on deck, gazing at a blood-orange sunset. War does not remember coffee spills. It does not honor small victories or minor miracles. But history whispers them to those who know to look. The moment when persistence and observation, the simple refusal to accept failure, changed the tide of battle. Sometimes, the deadliest tricks are not born of cunning or grand design. They are born of small accidents, human attention, and stubborn resolve. Interior, crew mess, night. Crew shares a meal, laughter subdued, coffee brewing in metal pots. The Pacific claimed its toll. The war raged on. But the memory of a spilled cup, a mechanic's careful hands, and the first torpedoes that finally hit their mark would echo for years. Mechanic, raising mug quietly. "To the coffee that saved our torpedoes." Sailors, chuckling. "To coffee." Because sometimes, survival, ingenuity, and history itself All start with something as simple as a cup of coffee. Fade out, black screen. And so, beneath waves and smoke, amid chaos and steel, history remembers. The smallest acts, a spill, a smudge, a stubborn glance, can change the world, even in war. Continuation. Why one mechanic's coffee spill created the deadliest torpedo trick in WWII. Every adjustment was a gamble, but war does not reward patience, it rewards results. And the Pacific is indifferent to genius or luck. It punishes mistakes without mercy. Exterior, enemy convoy, dawn. A Japanese convoy glides through morning fog. Freighters and supply ships form a slow-moving target. Anti-submarine patrol planes circle far above. Captain, over intercom. Positions locked. Firing solutions ready. Wait for my mark. Every firing solution is calculated with desperation, knowledge, and a hint of hope. One misstep could reveal the sub, end the patrol, and send every man aboard to the depths. Interior, submarine, torpedo room. The mechanic grips a torpedo, finger brushing over the contact detonator. He steadies his hands, recalls the spilled coffee and its lesson, attention to detail.
Tear-stained seas, the world aflame, yet hope endured in every whispered, fearless plea. Silent faces, hands to sky, dreams buried under ash and cry. Through shattered fields and burning skies, they carried love, they dared to fly. Gloria and fortitude immense, hearts of fire, souls unbroken. Carry us home, carry us home. From the beaches cold to the cities torn, in every loss of our sworn, we are the guardians of tomorrow's morn. Rise again through darkest night, bear the torch, be the light. Through the silence, hear their song, echoes of valor forever strong. Mothers wept by candlelight, soldiers kissed the stars goodnight. Across the oceans, through the skies, their courage wrote the morning bright. Lux Aeterna, Lux Rita, Sanguis Libertatis. hands to sky. Dreams buried under ash and cry. Through shattered fields and burning skies, they carried love, they dared to fly. Gloria and fortitude in edge, hearts of fire, souls unbroken. Carry us home, carry us home. From the beaches cold to the cities torn, in every loss of our sworn, we are the guardians of tomorrow's morn. Rise again through darkest night, bear the torch, be the light. Through the silence, hear their song, echoes of valor forever.
The mechanic's obsession saved lives. Each torpedo he touched became more reliable, more deadly, and the knowledge spread quietly through the crew, a small miracle in a vessel built for war, death, and secrecy. External enemy harbor, night. The sub approaches a harbor under cover of darkness. Patrol lights sweep over the water, ships anchored, unaware of the silent hunter beneath. Captain, prepare for attack. Fire on my mark. The torpedoes are launched. Silence reigns. Moments stretch into eternity. Then, one by one, explosions tear through the anchored vessels. Fire spreads across decks. Ships list and sink. The deadliest trick in the fleet was not a new torpedo or secret technology. It was human ingenuity, small adjustments, attention to detail, and the stubborn refusal to accept failure. Internal submarine, night. The crew gathers for a quiet meal. Coffee pots hiss in the background. Laughter and relief mix with exhaustion. Mechanic raising mug. To coffee that started it all. Sailors laughing softly. To coffee. History rarely remembers coffee spills, grease stains, or the quiet, unnoticed heroes who solve problems others declare impossible. But without them, victories would be smaller, failures greater, and the cost far higher. External Pacific sky, sunrise. The submarine slips beneath the waves, leaving the smoke and chaos behind. Sunlight glints off the water, peaceful and deceptive. And so the story ends, not with fanfare, medals, or headlines, but with men who survived, learned, and adapted. One spilled cup of coffee, one observant mechanic, one stubborn refusal to accept failure. All hands, brace. Depth 20 meters. Maintain course. For the crew, survival depended on skill, trust, and the smallest inventions. A coffee stain, a smudge, a mechanic's sharp eye. Interior, submarine, torpedo room. Mechanic secures the last adjusted torpedo, double-checks exploder mechanisms under flickering lights. Mechanic, whispering, "Please, let this be the one that works." A wave rocks the vessel. Coffee cup tumbles off a bunk, breaking but leaving its stain on the log, a silent reminder of what started it all. Sometimes fate circles back in ironic ways. The very cup that sparked attention to detail now sits shattered, a symbol of persistence and survival. Exterior, enemy convoy, multi-day patrol. 3 days of stalking. The submarine maneuvers beneath patrols, avoiding sonar sweeps, zigzagging freighters, and patrolling destroyers. The crew learned the patterns of the enemy, but war is never predictable. Every convoy, every freighter carried death, and every torpedo fired carried hope. Sailor 2, tense. They've got destroyers on the surface, depth charges incoming. Captain, steady. Trust the sub, trust the torpedoes. Interior, submarine, depth charge sequence. Depth charges explode in violent succession. The hull shudders, steel groans, water sprays from vents. Crew members cling to anything solid. Each explosion is a heartbeat, a test of courage. One mistake, one wrong calculation, and the ocean swallows all. Mechanic secures loose panels, monitors torpedo readiness, sweat and salt running down his face. Mechanic muttering, "This is why it has to work." And it did, because preparation, observation, and stubborn persistence are often stronger than luck. Exterior, enemy harbor, night raid. Sub surfaces briefly under cover of darkness. Patrol lights sweep overhead. Anchored freighters glint in moonlight. Captain, calmly, to crew. Mark targets, fire on my command. Torpedoes launch with terrifying precision. Water erupts as multiple ships are destroyed simultaneously. Fire spreads across decks. Explosions echo across the bay. The deadliest torpedo trick was no secret weapon. It was refinement, observation, and the courage to act when no one else would. Sailor 3, awed. They're all going down. Mechanic quietly, all according to plan. Interior, crew mess, aftermath. Crew gathers, exhaustion and adrenaline mixing. Coffee steams from metal pots. Some laugh, some sit in stunned silence. Captain, raising mug. To the crew, to survival, to ingenuity. Sailors in unison. To coffee! The coffee was a symbol, yes, but it was more than that. It was the spark of human persistence, the power of attention to detail, and the quiet heroism that turns failure into victory. Exterior, Pacific sky, sunrise. The sub disappears beneath the waves, leaving smoke and fire behind. Sunlight glints on the water, calm once more. War leaves scars, ships sink, men die. But sometimes, small acts, quiet insights, and stubborn observations survive. One spilled cup of coffee, one observant mechanic, one moment of insight, and the deadliest torpedo trick of World War II was born. Interior submarine, mechanic reflecting. The mechanic sits alone, staring at the ocean through a small porthole. Mechanic softly. All it took was paying attention. In the chaos of war, history rarely remembers the small acts, but without them, the outcomes would be very different. Exterior, Pacific Ocean, night. Stars glitter overhead. The sub sails silently, a shadow beneath the waves. Legends of war are often built on grand strategy and brilliant leadership, but sometimes the smallest gestures, the quietest observations, the tiniest accidents shape history. And so, the story of a coffee spill, a stubborn mechanic, and the deadliest torpedo trick of World War II echoes through time, proof that even the smallest act can tip the scales of war.